Hi everybody, Steve Zarelli, Zarelli Space Authentication. Thank you for joining me. I provide authentication of astronaut, cosmonaut, and aviation autographs to collectors, dealers, and auction houses worldwide. Be sure to hit the like button, share with your friends, and make sure you subscribe to me on YouTube as well. I try to do these collecting videos as often as I can. Sometimes they're about astronaut autographs, sometimes they're about comic books or other autographs. I just try to, talk about some fun hobby stuff. So today what I have here is a submission sent in by a client. Actually, it's a submission for a client, but it came directly from the dealer the client bought it from. So that's something I can also help you out with. You can have stuff shipped directly to me, I can examine it, and then send it back off to you, assuming everything passes. So this came in today, and this is actually from a dealer that many of you probably know. And, I can bust his chops, but, don't be the guy that completely entombs your box in tape. It's not necessary. And quite honestly, it poses much more risk to the item if I need to, dig through it with a box cutter to get to the item. That's probably a lot more risky than anything that could happen in the mail. So let's kind of open this up and see what came in today. I'm going to try to do this in a way that is as efficient as possible. Like I said, it's completely encased in tape. Quite honestly, sometimes I feel like I spend more time opening boxes than the actual authentication work. We're getting there. Okay. Now we can slide that off. Goodbye. And here's what we have. Okay. Okay, nicely packed. Once you get past that initial layer, everything looks good. And now we got the bubble wrap. I try to do it without cutting if at all possible. And I'm pretty mindful of recycling as well. I mean, this bubble wrap is expensive, and quite honestly, it doesn't need to sit in a landfill any sooner than it has to, so I try to reuse bubble wrap whenever I can. But if I gotta destroy it, then I can't reuse it. We're getting there. And okay, so this was submitted actually in a binder. Inside another plastic bag. I guess I could reuse that in my kitchen. All right. Okay, so I knew this was on the way. A pretty neat submission. So we have a loose leaf 3-ring binder with an Apollo sticker on the front and an American flag. And what is inside here is a bunch of paperwork, apparently. And we have a cover collection. So we have Apollo 7, Apollo 8, Apollo 9, 10. There you go, Apollo 11, 12, 13, 14, Apollo 15 and 16, and then there's an Apollo 17, although it's missing Schmidt. So I was aware that this was coming. Now it's time to actually do the authentication. So I'll take each item, I examine it by hand, I put it under magnification to make sure that it's live ink, and of course make sure the signatures are authentic. And that's the beginning of the authentication process. So We'll get this turned around in a few days and back out to the client. So that's how the process starts. It starts with a box, opening it up, and then we take it from there. Hope you enjoyed this little peek inside Zarelli Space Authentication. Thank you for joining me, and as always, happy collecting.